Hey Scrappy friends, this is Mags from MagsGraphics, and today I'm going to show you my newest product in the store, the Everyday Fringe Bundle. It is part of this month's Pick and Mix, so if you happen to purchase it within the next week, here the second weekend in June of 2024, then you can get it for 50% off. Otherwise, it's subject to whatever sales are going on in the store. Within your bundle, you're going to have three packs and a bonus. We have the 11-inch fringe strips, the mask elements and the mask effects, the templates, and a bonus circle that's 12 inches. For the everyday fringe pieces, I actually hand cut fringe strips, scanned them on my computer, cut out all of the background, freshened up the colors, added texture, and then that created the fringe. And then that was the basis for all of the other parts. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do with these pieces. When you open up your fringe bundle, the first thing you're going to see are the fringe strips. Then you'll have your bonus and then the 4 masks. Over in the mask effects or the frames section is where you'll have your mask effects, and we'll get to them in a minute. First thing I'm going to do is just add one of these masks to your page. So one option is you use it as an element. And I'm going to go and choose one of my kits. This one's called A Legacy of Love. Over here at A Legacy of Love, you could take any of these papers and fill the selected shape. So the first way that you can use this is for paper. You can also do the same thing with your photos. Here's another one that's a little more noticeable. And it can be a wonderful mat for your photos, for your page, element. There's lots of options just with that part. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is show with the effects. I'm going to delete this and go to this page that has a photo way back from, I think, 2014, which is my husband and me and our 2 kids, Jack and Luke. And I'm going to go up to my content, frames, make sure I'm on the Everyday Fringe Mask or the Everyday Fringe Bundle, and you can choose. Now what you'll find is a circle with its inverse. You'll find a square. Then we've got a landscape mask and finally a portrait mask. They look square, but they were created landscape and portrait size so that they won't get too skewed if you use them on an oddly shaped item. So in this case, this is more portrait. I'm going to click on this. Oops, I should click on it. And you can see that now it turns it into, it just applies the effect a little faster than adding the mask element to your page and then adding something to it. Over here, I have some stacked papers also from the Legacy of Love collection. We're going to go back to our content and our mask effects. This is square, so I'm going to go up here to the square one. Make sure we're clicked on the top layer. I can double click on this, and now you can see that we've got the fringe added to that. We open up another page. Maybe you want to use the inverse if you have any need for cutting out the middle and just keeping the outer edge. Those are included as well. Now let's take a look and go over to my elements. And go back to the elements, and I'm going to add no, I don't want the mask, sorry. No wonder I was in the wrong spot. Fringe bundle. We're going to add the circle, and I'll hide this. So the circle comes with texture, some shadowing, and then of course its shape. So you have some options that you can use with this one as well. If you go up to your color option up here on the top ribbon, let's go with hue first of all. You can change the hue and it will preserve the texture and the shadow. That is, the shadows, it's sort of within, so it looks like it's been, cut out of real paper. You can change that and it will preserve the texture. You can also go to wash and change the brightness of the color wash that applies to it. You could change it to sepia or black and white. That'll also maintain the texture that you see on it. But you could go over to the format ribbon. If you just wanted to fill it with a color and it would erase the texture, that would be your option here. But you could fill it with any color, or you could try the gradient and try out some ideas with gradients. So there's a lot of options with your free item. The next thing I want to show you is the Fringe. So I've already added several of the different strips of fringe to this page. I was just in the content, clicked on each one, added it to the page. Then I lined them all up together and used the reposition, space them vertically so that they're even. For this pack, I'm going to add a shadow. So under Format, Custom, let's see here. Click OK. I'm going to Group, and I'm going to save this because I'm going to use it for two different things. So we're going to copy and paste, and I'll hide the bottom one. Okay, so one option you can do now that you have grouped this, you've made your shadow, I'm going to flatten it, and then I'm going to come up to the cut ribbon to shape. In this case, I'll pick a butterfly because that was the last one I chose. And I'm going to make sure I keep the unshaded area because I want this middle part, and I will click Cut. So your first option is you can make a fringed shape of any kind from any art kit, and you can resize it. Maybe it's the outside of a piñata. You've got your shadows intact, so you can still see that it is a fringed item. But this is all one piece, and you can't tuck any photos up into it. If you wanted to have the same effect, but all these fringe pieces separately, there is a way to do that. So I'm going to close this one. I'm going to open this one again. This is our new one. I'm going to ungroup it. And for now, we're going to take away the shadow. So we just have each piece. I'm going to click on the top one. I'm going to go up to the cut ribbon, shapes. We've got the butterfly. Oh, before I do that, hold on. Just so I could line everything up, I actually added a blank butterfly onto my page because I find it easier to have a reference point. All right, so I've got the butterfly. It's just, I'm going to lock it. It's just there to show me where I want all of the pieces to be cut. We're going to go back to this top fringe piece, go to the cut ribbon, shapes. I have my butterfly. I'm going to resize it so that it fits as closely as I can get to it. Let me zoom in a little bit just to get it right where I want it. This is somewhat of a tedious process, but the effects can be worth it. Let's see here. All right. See if we get close enough here. All right, when I am finished, make sure I'm in the right spot. I want to keep, in this case, it looks like it's the unshaded part. I'm going to click Cut, And you can see if I hide this, we've got that little bit of butterfly part. I'm going to repeat these steps for the rest of the butterfly. You can always fast forward through this part if you just want to see the end result, but I'm going to have to go through it step by step. So we go back up to shapes, set this up, get it close enough, and over, keep the unshaded part, and cut. Go down to the next one, shape. Be nice if it would remember, even though you have the remember tool on, it doesn't remember the shape or the size, but that's all right, we got time. Cut. Go to the next one, shape. Cut. Getting halfway there. I think you can see now why I made you some templates where this work has already been done for you. And we'll take a look at those right after we finish with this. Cut. Go to this one, shapes. Looks like it starts the shape at the top of the element. That's why it's giving me a new starting point each time. Oops, a little too big. Cut. 3 more left. Let's see here. And our last one. And cut. All right, now I can close this. You can see that I now have a butterfly shape. I was rushing, so we've got a few little rough edges, but we can always kind of turn, we can always do the shape, edit, shape, shape, edit, shape. I could bring this one in, get out another one, kind of curve it if I wanted to. Same way over here. So you have the option to fix any bit of fringe that seems to be a little bit wonky. I might have moved these a little closer so that I didn't have gaps in between, but it gives you an idea of how you can do this and cut your own shapes. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to add a shadow, and then I can group them. I could flatten, I could add a bevel, I can move them around where I would like them. I'm actually going to ungroup it now to show you, because we spent the time doing each layer, I can insert a photo, and now I can tuck it underneath the fringe, which can make for a very fun effect. Come over to this one and start moving it down so like they're tucked into the fringe. Now, I did some of this work for you with the sets of templates that you'll get within this bundle. You have a heart shape. It's already been pre-cut. You have a Christmas tree or winter tree, mountain tree. We have a star, and we have a paw print. Here's a close-up example of the winter tree. You have each piece of fringe is separate. If you wanted to go and change the color, make it more of a colorful tree or more of a piñata idea, you have that option. You can go through and change each one if you would like. All you need to do is drop in your photos. So here's another older one. of Dave and I actually by a tree. You could fit these in. You can add your own background, your own title. You could add any texture or paper you would like to the trunk, and you'll have your layout finished. Here's another close-up one. This is the star. It reminded me of a piñata. All you need to do is drop in your photos, add a background, journaling, and a title, but you still have the option to recolor each of these layers if you want them to be a different color for whatever it is that you're working with. So you've got a lot of options with my new set, and I hope that you have fun working with it and adding it. I realized I forgot to show you one thing, and that is taking a look at our green fringe here. It looks a lot like Easter grass. I'm going to flip it over, and you now have something for a great spring day. Oops. Actually, I'll just go up here and make it 12 inches. You can copy, paste. I'm going to layer this, make a grassy, and actually I'm going to take this middle one, I'm going to go up to arrange and flip it. That makes it so that all of the fringe are not going the exact same way. I could have also chosen different colors fringe because each fringe color has different cuts to it. I could have recolored it a green. Actually, we could make this one a little lighter. Brightness. Just make it a little more noticeable that they're different. Go to the format, custom shadow. We're going to go up. Move this to the bottom of my page, and now you have another option for tucking in your photos within a grassy border. You could use any of these fringe colors. You could also take them, group them together, and turn them sideways and make it a side border with any of the different colors. So with that, you've seen all my ideas. I bet you have some other ideas that you'll be able to do with these, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks for watching.